Imagine standing at the edge of a runway. The sun is just starting to rise. There's a chill in the air. And then, from the distance, a high-pitched roar approaches. Not the sound of a normal motorcycle, but something closer to a jet fighter breaking the sound barrier. A blur of black and chrome tears past at impossible speed. It disappears in seconds, leaving behind the smell of burning fuel and the echo of power that doesn't seem real. That was the Kawasaki Ninja H2R, a machine so fast, so loud, and so dangerous it's banned from public roads. And yet, despite all of that, some riders still take it to the edge like it's just another toy. But what makes this bike so terrifying? Why was it built in the first place? And why do riders keep coming back to this two-wheeled missile? Let's dive into the full story of what many call the most dangerous motorcycle ever created. The H2R isn't just a motorcycle. It's a declaration of engineering power. A message from Kawasaki that says, "We're not here to play it safe." Built exclusively for the track, the Ninja H2R is powered by a 998 cubic centimeter supercharged inline-4 engine that produces 310 horsepower. And with ram air at speed, that number climbs to a staggering 326 horsepower. For context, most motorcycles average between 100 and 150 horsepower. This machine more than doubles that. It weighs just over 475 pounds, which gives it a power-to-weight ratio similar to a Formula One car. Top speed? Over 250 miles per hour, or more than 400 kilometers an hour. That's not just fast, it's beyond the realm of reason. And the price? Around $56,000 US. And that's before any modifications. But even with the money, it can't be ridden on public streets, because the H2R was never designed for everyday life. It was created for something else entirely. This motorcycle is dangerous not because it's poorly built, but because it's so perfectly engineered to go fast that the human body can barely keep up. First, the power-to-weight ratio is extreme. One small twist of the throttle can launch the bike, and the rider elts it forward with violent force. Second, there's no compromise. No traction control made for city streets, no soft suspension, no beginner-friendly features. It's not forgiving. It doesn't slow down to let you catch up. It expects the rider to be experienced, focused, and fearless. And then there's the sound. At full throttle, the H2R screams like no other bike. It doesn't roar. It howls like a mechanical creature unleashed. Some describe it as a jet engine on two wheels. And they're not wrong. Aerodynamically, the H2R creates so much force that Kawasaki had to add carbon fiber winglets to keep it from lifting off the ground. Even highly trained professionals say riding it is mentally exhausting. Every moment requires attention. Every mile demands respect. There's no room for error. One wrong move, and it's over. You don't control the H2R, you survive it. So why isn't this bike allowed on the streets? Because it breaks all the rules of what makes a motorcycle road legal. It has no headlights, no mirrors, no turn signals, no license plate. It's not just loud, it's deafening. Some racetracks even limit how long it can be run because of the sound alone. In most countries, it's banned from public roads entirely. And in some racing competitions, it's been restricted for being too powerful. Not because it cheats, but because it's just too risky. And yet, that hasn't stopped some from pushing the limits. There are videos and reports of modified versions being tested on remote highways, in the dead of night, far away from law enforcement. Because when you have access to the fastest motorcycle in the world, the temptation to prove it is impossible to resist. Why do people still ride it? Why does this machine continue to attract attention? Because the H2R represents more than speed. It represents the edge, the line between control and chaos, thrill and danger. This bike is not about practicality. It's not about fuel economy or comfort or reliability. It's about pushing the limits of what's possible. For some, it's a status symbol. For others, a personal challenge. For many, it's the peak of mechanical insanity. And that's the appeal. The engine, the sound, the acceleration, everything about it is designed to overwhelm the senses. It's not something to be tamed. It's something to be respected. There's a reason this bike lives in a league of its own. While the H2R is often considered the most dangerous motorcycle ever built, it's not alone in the Hall of Fame of two-wheeled insanity. The Suzuki Hayabusa once held the title of the fastest production bike in the world. It sparked a global speed war among manufacturers. The Dodge Tomahawk is a concept bike with a V10 Viper engine. Yes, the same engine used in muscle cars. It has 4 wheels and looks more like something from a science fiction film than a showroom. The Yamaha R1M is built for razor-sharp racing, delivering track performance that demands precision and control. And then there's the original Kawasaki H2 Mach 4 from the 1970s, a 2-stroke monster with the nickname Widowmaker due to its unpredictable power and handling. Each of these bikes pushed the envelope, but none of them reached quite as far or quite as fast as the H2R. In the end, the Kawasaki Ninja H2R isn't dangerous just because of its speed. It's dangerous because it dares to exist at all. In a world that's becoming quieter, safer, and more predictable, the H2R is a reminder of what machines can do when limits are ignored and rules are pushed aside. It's not meant for everyone. It was never supposed to be. It's meant for that small group that isn't afraid to chase something extreme. Whether it's genius or madness depends on how close one dares to get to it. This is not just a motorcycle, it's a force of nature, one with 2 wheels and no mercy, and that's exactly why it will never be forgotten.